there were teams that you expected to beat, and Sunderland were one of them, and we did. We saw them off no problem. Well, Bedford away was a totally different game, but Harry Catterick built them up to be, a very, very strong side. I remember him saying to us that they were good enough to be in probably the second division at that time, which they weren't. But he was letting us know that we couldn't take anything for granted. They were quite physical, but we had a few lads who could look after themselves, and we didn't have any problems. I'd managed to score in the first game, and I got a couple in that game, so it was another win that we were expected to do, yeah. Coventry, I think, was second division. I think Jimmy Hill was round then for Coventry, and that again, it was a game we should beat these sides, and again we did. We hadn't been playing particularly well in the league, but in the cup we seemed to raise our games, and the teams that we'd beaten were probably inferior to us, to be honest, at that time. The first game, 0-0, very hard battle. Came to Goodison, same result, again, similar game, very, very, defences on top, really. And then it went to Wolverhampton for the second replay. And I always remember that game because Manchester City started off playing. The first 25 minutes, I thought they were on drugs because, they were bombing all over the place. They outplayed us, quite honestly, and I thought, we're doing well to stay with them here. But then we got a free kick on the right, and Scotty clipped it over. I ran in from the left, and I was going to head it, and I slipped. And as my right foot went from under me, I volleyed it with my left, and it flew in. It was one of, Anyway, you talk about your name being on it possibly, but it flew in past Harry Dowd, I think the keeper was, and so we're 1-up. And then later on, Fred Pickering banged one in, so we managed to go through 2-0. That was a very hard game. The other Manchester team, and they were, of course, a very, very good side, top players. Probably, you would say, the most difficult game we could have in that draw as it happened. But at Bolton, on the day again, we didn't play badly. They'd come back, I think, from losing or certainly playing a game in the European Championship. So it wasn't it was a European Cup then, I think. And I think they played in Czechoslovakia. I'm not sure whether they got a bad result there. And they came back and probably were a little bit down, but of course tried to make it up in that game. You got players against you like the likes of Best, Law, Charlton. You think, well, we'll do well here to get something out of it, but we did. Just near the end, I managed to get down the left wing and crossed for Colin Harvey, and he bobbled one in, actually. He didn't go in with any pace, but he beat the keeper, which was all that mattered, and we're through. Brilliant.